Hi everyone, and welcome back to Barker-Stargazer's YouTube channel, a channel that focuses on all arty and crafty bits, but focuses a lot, as you can see, on crochet. And because of that, today's video is going to be what I'm calling a stitch library. I'm going to go through the stitches that I use on a regular basis and some of the more specialised stitches that got used when making my dragon. That one. I'm also going to put the UK and the US terms for these stitches up as we go, and that is how I write them on my pattern, because this video as well is going to join my help video playlist, which is a playlist you get access to when you buy my patterns. For this video I'm using super chunky yarn and an 8mm hook. I tend to use Addy swing hooks as I hold my hook in a pencil or knife hold, and so these ergonomic hooks work well for me. For any beginners out there, this is how I hold yarn. This is the tail end, this is your working end. Wrap round my pinky, cross the two middle fingers and wrap around my index. This allows me to maintain correct tension. Everyone is different, you'll find the way that works best for you. Quickly onto a slip knot, which is what you need to start your crochet, and it's as easy as that. A chain stitch. It's simply yarn over hook, written like this, and pull through. A chain of these stitches is commonly used as a foundation row, used to start items such as blankets and scarves. When working your first stitch into a foundation row, you work into the second stitch from the hook. This is the third stitch from the hook, and etc. You never work into the first stitch from the hook. Double/single crochet. Insert your hook into your working stitch. Yarn over hook. Pull this loop through. You have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over hook and pull through all loops on the hook. Half treble/half double crochet. Start with yarn over hook, then insert your hook into the working stitch. Yarn over hook again and pull this loop through. You have 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over hook and pull through all loops on the hook. Treble/double crochet. Yarn over hook, insert hook into working stitch, yarn over hook, pull loop through, yarn over hook, pull through 2 loops on your hook, yarn over hook again and pull through the remaining loops on your hook. Double treble/treble crochet stitch. I'm going to put a few steps in here now. So 1, yarn over hook twice. 2, insert hook into the working stitch. 3, yarn over hook, pull through. Step 4, yarn over hook. Step 5, pull through 2 loops on your hook. Repeat step 4 and 5 2 more times. treble treble / double treble. Step 1, yarn over hook 3 times. 2, insert hook into your working stitch. 3, yarn over hook and bring this loop through. 4, yarn over hook and pull through 2 loops on the hook. Repeat step 4 3 times. Now we have the basic stitches. Let's move on to technical bits which help add or prevent texture in your pieces. Here I have a row of 4 double crochet and I'm going to place 1 front post treble, so that would be a front post double if you're US terms, into each stitch of row 1. Doing this by yarn over hook, going in behind the stem of my working stitch, and then continue to do a treble as normal. Now, this one I always find tricky, a back post treble. It's just because you're coming from the back side of the work, I'm always worried I'm going to get tangled up. It's the same as a front post treble, but instead of it pulling your stitches to the front of your work, you're pulling them to the back of the work. It is an important stitch to know if you're working with a clear front, which would be your right side, and back, which would be the wrong side of your work for final pieces. You may have already seen these in a few patterns where you've got RS or WS beside even or odd number stitches. That's referring to which side of your work you're on, if you're working on the side that's going to be visible or hidden when it's complete. Shell stitch. I've done a chain row of 16 and a row of 15 double crochet here, just so I've got a nice basis. Now the first thing you do for a shell stitch is actually skip the first 2 stitches and then put 5 trebles, so that would be 5 doubles if you're US terms, into the next stitch. Then you skip 2 stitches and do a slip stitch into the next stitch. A slip stitch is the same as a chain stitch. It's just you have to insert into your working stitch in between. Skip 2 more stitches and repeat again with 5 treble crochets. And you repeat that pattern till the end of your work. Now for the second row with a shell stitch, your 5 treble crochets which make the fan of the shell now go into the slip stitch of the previous row and your slip stitch goes into the center treble of your shell stitch from the previous row. Bobble stitch. With a chain of 16 and a row of 15 double crochet, so that'd be single crochet US terms, I'll show you how this one's done. So, step 1, yarn over hook. 2, insert into your working stitch. 3, bring through that loop. 4, yarn over hook again. 5, pull through 2 loops on your hook, leaving 1 loop on the hook. Repeat steps 1 to 5 until you have 5 loops on your hook. Yarn over hook and pull through all loops on your hook and chain 1. Some patterns will now ask you to skip a stitch or 2, others won't. It depends what the final product is going to look like. A little bit different is a popcorn stitch. Once again, I've got my base here of 15 double crochet. You start a popcorn stitch the same way you made a shell stitch, placing 5 trebles, that's 5 doubles if you're US, into 1 stitch. Now pull up this last loop and remove your hook. Insert your hook back into the top of the first treble you created here and then back through your final loop. You're going to pull this final loop through the work and then chain 1. A puff or puffball stitch. You know the deal by now. Chain 16, turn, 15 double crochet. So 1, yarn over hook. 2, insert. 3, yarn over hook and pull through. Repeat these steps as many times as your pattern calls for. I only did 3 here because you can see that my actual hook that I work on isn't that long. Or you yarn over hook and pull through all loops on your hook. Chain 1 and then you're done. Right, let's move on to a more advanced stitch which I used on my dragon. These are foundationless stitches. First of all, these stitches are, in their most simplest forms, ways of starting a work without first using a chain row. You're essentially making the chain row and your first row of your work at the same time. So it's important to remember that if you start having difficulties, you could always revert on your pattern to doing a chain and then a row of stitches off that, and you will get a similar effect. It will not look completely the same though. Okay, so let's start with a foundation double crochet. So US would be a foundation single crochet. Step 1, we chain 2. Step 2, we insert our hook into the second stitch from the hook. 3, yarn over hook. 4, pull through. 5, yarn over hook and pull through 1 loop on your hook. 6, yarn over hook and pull through the remaining loops on your hook. 7, insert your hook into the middle of the stitch you just created. Repeat steps 3 to 7 as many times as needed. Like I said, it's tricky, and it's only going to get trickier from here as now we start to add more steps. So our next stitch is a foundation half treble, foundation half double US. 1, you're going to chain 3 this time. 2, yarn over hook. 3, insert your hook into the third stitch from that hook. 4, yarn over hook and pull through. 5, yarn over hook, pull through 1 loop on the hook. 6, yarn over hook and pull through all remaining loops on the hook. Number 7, and this is where people start to trip up on these. Yarn over hook again and insert your hook under the top loop of the stitch you have just created, and repeat steps 4 to 7 as many times as needed. A foundation treble or a foundation double US is the same as a foundation half treble or a foundation half double until step 6. So this step 6 is yarn over hook and pull through 2 loops on your hook, yarn over hook again and pull through the remaining loops on the hook. Now everything I've made on this video is now up in my own personal craft room for my own personal reference, and it's now going to be my own little stitch library. I hope someone out there has found this video helpful, and I will see you guys next week.